What's in the egg? What's in the egg? Let's see what's in the egg. This egg is hatching. Let's see what's in the egg. It's a Squirtle, and it's wearing a hat shaped like a mask, and it's got candy in it. I didn't even notice that. And I have several of these. Never even noticed that it has candy in it. That's nice. That's very clever. Anyways, hey everybody, what's up? So, that's an interesting way to start the episode. Let's see if I have any more incubators. Pretty sure I've used them all already. Yes, I did. Let's put this one, hatch the 12-kilometer egg we got yesterday, and hopefully we won't have to worry about 12-kilometer eggs for a while now. Now, if anyone here has watched yesterday's episode, okay, hold on, I'm just gonna get rid of this. For those of you who have watched yesterday's episode, and maybe the previous day, I did mention that I'm not going to be home today. That me and my mom were going to visit her brother, my uncle. We haven't seen him in a while, and he kind of invited us for some weekend barbecue, and that's exactly what we did. Now, I did also say that I was hoping... Great. 2 shinies. 2 shinies and 2 9 shinies. Should I break the chain? Maybe. Maybe not. But I did mention yesterday that I was hoping to hopefully take my my camera and the phone over there, play some, you know what? I'm gonna put shiny Gengar, because it is shiny, but it's almost indistinguishable from the regular form. So technically doesn't break the chain. Like, it is a shiny, just like the 2 shinies, but it also doesn't look like a shiny. So, you know, the art of deception, my friends. Anyways, I said that I was going to take my phone there and record an episode from there. Didn't quite happen, as you probably figured. Yeah, see, the unfortunate part is, first of all, there's no reason to do an episode over there. There are no Pokestops over there. Also, the internet connection was terrible, so there was a small chance this game wouldn't have even worked if I tried. Plus, we spent most of the time indoors, you know, with the family and stuff. No, it wasn't a waste of a day for me. I also took my Nintendo Switch with me, because his oldest daughter, my cousin, also has a Nintendo Switch, but she doesn't really know too much about it, and she was kind of looking for a good old cousin, to show her some tips and tricks, which I did. Mostly she was looking for, okay, this Slowpoke might be a bit of a problem, as I figured. Dang it. She was looking for some free-to-play games, because you know how it is. You have a brand new gaming console, and your parents don't like the idea of you keep using it and wasting money on games and such. So, oh, and she also buys them, they also buy her games physically, not the digital games. That's one of the things she asked for help with. She wanted to know how to buy free digital games on the Switch. Instead, I did what any good cousin does, and I just transferred a couple of my games from my Switch over to hers. Because the Nintendo Switch can do that. It's a very, very intelligent system, and you can do things like that with a Nintendo Switch. I just created a secondary account for her on my name and just transferred all the games that I've legally purchased with my own money and just gifted them to her so she can play them whenever she wants to. Aren't I a good cousin? Anyways, so yeah, that was my contribution to the world today. My way of making the world a better place. And speaking of making the world a better place, now I suppose it's time to talk about something a little less wholesome and happy. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Yeah, I heard the news while we were still there. It was me and my mom, her husband, my uncle and his wife, and our two cousins. Well, my two cousins didn't really care too much about it, but I mean, for the rest of us, well, I mean, it was pretty devastating, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, the man was 80, I believe. He was 80 years old, and, not particularly very active in his later years. And, well, it is 2020. Bad stuff happened to good people in 2020. And with this whole virus still going around, I mean, yeah, things like that happen. You lose some of the greats. But like I said, the man was 80, and he gave us all decades of good quality content with his name attached to it. I mean, obviously, the first thing that people think about when they hear the name Sean Connery is the James Bond franchise. I mean, he was the first live-action actor to take on the role of James Bond. Actually, scratch that. I'm not even sure that there was any other version of James Bond prior to that, so scratch that. He was the first James Bond on screen in any medium outside of the books, obviously. First actor to take on the role of James Bond. I believe he did 5 James Bond movies. I'm not 100% sure on that. You'll have to correct me on that if you know, because I'm not the biggest fan of James Bond in the world, but I mean, I definitely respect the franchise and what it has done for storytelling and for movies everywhere, and I especially respect Sean Connery's contribution to not only the franchise itself, franchise named the R.I.P. of James Bond, but also to movies themselves. Like I said, the first thing you think of when you hear the name Sean Connery is James Bond, but I mean, he did way more than that. I mean, he was Indy's father, Dr. Henry Jones Sr. in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Arguably the best Indiana Jones movie. Some say it's Raiders, some say it's Crusade, but for the most part, those two movies are always in contention for the best in the franchise. Not Temple of Doom, and definitely not Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I wonder if Steven Spielberg is going to honor Connery's legacy in the upcoming Indiana Jones 5, whenever and if that movie is ever going to happen. So, yeah, there's that. Also, can't remember, can't remember the name of his character from the movie The Rock, but he was great in that. It's arguably the best Michael Bay movie. And I realized that it's not really saying all that much, but it was a really good, fun, enjoyable movie, and Sean Connery was amazing in that movie, and it was a joy to watch. mean, he gave us one of arguably the best movie quotes of all time. I'm not going to repeat it, just because, you know, it's a little bit inappropriate, and I at least try to maintain a PG rating on this here show, even though saying what he said on the quote only once would still technically qualify for PG rating, but I don't want to overthink it a little too much. So I'm not gonna say what he said, but I mean, if you've seen the movie The Rock, you probably know the quote that I'm referring to. Also, I mean, on not much of a cheerful note, he also, I believe, he played Alan Quatermain in The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I mean, I heard the movie was terrible, so I never watched it, but guess I probably should watch it sometime soon for, you know, schmodown purposes. But yeah, he was in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen back in 2003, and according to reports, he had such a bad experience on that movie. He constantly bickered with the producer, or was it the writer or the director? I don't even remember who it was, but they constantly butt heads with each other. And I mean, the fact that the movie itself wasn't all that good, apparently, as people say, didn't quite help it either. But that was the movie that was his last movie that he ever wanted to be a part of. Now, according to his IMDb page, he did do a couple of other smaller things. I believe he also did a short film in 2013. But for the most part, that was the movie that made him quit acting for life and retire. And you know what? Good for him. He did what he had to do. He gave us all these wonderful performances, from James Bond to Henry Jones Sr. to I don't know, everything else that he did. Like I mentioned, The Rock. He had his day, and we're all movie fans and genre fans are that much more lucky as a result of that, as a result of having Sean Connery in our lives. So without harping on it a little too much, I'll just end my my thoughts by saying thank you to the legendary and late Mr. Sean Connery. You gave us your best for as long as you had it, and like I said, movie fans are that much lucky because of it. Thank you. You will be missed. Your legacy will be long remembered. And now sit back in that wonderful casino up in the heavens and enjoy your heavenly martini, shaken, not stirred, for all eternity. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. Thank you for all the movies. So yeah, that of course it was my my brief. Again, I keep using the word brief, but it wasn't really that brief. But that was just my a summary of my thoughts on the situation. I mean, like I said, even though I am not a James Bond fan, I don't think I've ever actually watched a James Bond movie all the way to the end. Just seeing, bits and pieces, and, as a matter of fact, I don't even think I might have seen a few James Bond movies all the way to the end, but never actually seen them from the beginning all the way. Sometimes it was the reverse. I just saw the beginning, but not the end or even the middle for that matter. But for the most part, I've never actually seen a James Bond movie start to finish, which is kind of weird considering that there's like 25 of them now. I understand some people that there's one movie that a lot of people don't consider, but from just a pure technical numbers perspective, there are 25, not 24. And this next James Bond movie that should have come out this year, No Time to Die, even though they're calling it Bond 25, statistically speaking, it should be Bond number 26. But that's neither here nor there. So like I said, I haven't actually seen a James Bond movie my entire life, start to finish. Not gonna say that I haven't seen a frame of a James Bond movie, but guess I better get on that. Guess I should start watching it. And one of my biggest fears is that it will eventually be added to the Inner Geekdom division and the Schmodown, and then I might kind of have to watch it, but not right now, Derek. So at least I got a little bit of time before that potentially could happen. So I am going to eventually sit down and watch all the James Bond movies, but ever since this whole COVID situation started and the lockdown happened, both of them, as a matter of fact. Speaking of which, they're saying that tomorrow they're going to start to reopen a lot of businesses around the country. So that's great to hear. But yeah, ever since the lockdown started and movie theaters closed down because of it, not permanently obviously, but closed down as a result of the lockdown, I found myself less interested in watching movies for whatever reason. Like, for a time, I tried to keep on going. Like, I kept on watching a few movies a week, to sort of keep my appetite for movies alive, and especially while the Inner Geekdom tournament of the Schmodown was still going, because I had all these movies that came up as Schmodown questions, and I never even heard of them. So, well, I have heard of the movies, I've just never seen them, but I decided to watch them. And obviously the tournament ended, and I'm feeling a bit less compelled to watch movies because of it, and just, in general, I feel less interested in watching movies ever since, movie theaters closed down for the lockdown. Now, this isn't to say that I've sworn off movies completely. In fact, as soon as movie theaters are open again, I'm gonna be first in line to watch movies in theaters. As soon as new movies start going back in the theaters, I will get back on that hype train. Obviously, when new movies that should have been released in theaters are being released on streaming, I am going to go out of my way to find them and watch them and review them, obviously. I did that with Artemis Fowl and Scoob and Disney's Mulan, and I think that's it. I haven't actually gone out of my way to watch the new Bill and Ted movie, or The Five Bloods, or The Trial of the Chicago 7, or Trolls World Tour. There weren't a lot of movies released this year. I did watch the Eurovision movie, but it's a little too late. Well, actually, I did review it. I had a review on the Eurovision movie. I finally remember. I forgot about that one. But still, like I said, I haven't gone out of my way to watch movies Mostly because of the lockdown, but also because ever since the lockdown started, and there are no new movies coming out, my schedules have been a little all over the place, and I've been scrambling for reasons to keep my channel alive. I mean, obviously I'm doing this show, the Pokemon Go show that I'm doing right now, just to have some sort of content on my show, on my channel, because there's basically nothing right now. Oh. So I'd much rather have a daily show where I just talk about everything that's happened in the last couple of days, rather than just, sit on my butt and just do nothing all day and just wait for movie theaters to open back up again so that I can go to the movie theaters and actually watch movies and review them and do trailer reactions for the latest movies or TV shows whenever those come out. Now, obviously, every once in a while you have the odd trailer for this TV show that's coming soon, or this movie that's dropping on streaming, or this game that's going to be released pretty soon. You'll have those every once in a while, but nowhere near the bombardment of trailers that used to happen, especially around this time last year, which really bums me out that we don't get those anymore. But I mean, I have full faith that eventually things are gonna change. I mean, will it be next month? Next year? Hell, next decade for all I care. One day, things will be different, and we can all just put this horrible, horrible time with this terrible virus behind us, and maybe enjoy ourselves one more time. Whether or not movie theaters are going to be opened back up again, that I'm not smart enough to know, and people who are smarter than me, smart enough to know, they don't even know. So again, are movie theaters coming back? I'm not gonna stand here and say in absolute certainty that they will, but I also don't want to give up hope and say that they never will and that they won't. I think movie theaters and the movie theater experience is something that's too ingrained in our culture as humans. In some countries less than others, I realize that, but it's something that's so distinctly human that you just can't forget about these things. Now, obviously, you'll have people who are more inclined to stay at home and watch movies, and believe me, I get that. I'm all about that. I mean, if I had the chance to watch a new movie either at home or at a movie theater, depends on the movie, obviously, but for the most part, I'd say 8 times out of 10, I'm going to choose to watch a movie at home over watching it in the movie theaters. Again, the movie theater experience, I'd say that it's something that I personally reserve only for the really special movies. The big blockbuster movies that kind of make it worth going outside and investing in money and time and making it a whole part of a night out. Not to say that I don't enjoy watching these smaller indie movies. I do, but like Ford versus Ferrari from last year, 1917, yesterday, Jojo Rabbit, perhaps, What else? Still my favorite movie of this year, The Gentleman. I liked seeing those movies. Now, did I absolutely needed to go to the movie theaters to watch them? No. I could have waited a few months to see them at home. Part of the reason I did actually go out of my way to watch them was because, back in the day, when I still had my job, I could have afforded going outside and watching movies, just random movies, without actually having to review them for my channel. Nowadays, I think I'm going to limit my... If movie theaters open back up tomorrow, for example, I'm definitely going to go back to watching movies in theaters, but I'm also going to limit my movie-going experiences to, I don't know, maybe 5 a year, only watch the big major tentpole movies, the superhero stuff, the Star Wars, and the big franchise movies, and just hold off on watching those smaller ones that are still fun and enjoyable and great to watch, but not something that I would say that I necessarily need to watch in the movie theaters, alright? Not every movie needs to be seen on the movie theater, alright? Let's just get that out of your head. So, sick and tired of people saying that the movie theater is the only way you can watch a movie. Shut up, alright? When I go out to watch a movie, I'm paying to watch a movie to get an experience. I'm not paying to watch a small indie drama with low quality volume where I hear the people actually talking to them, people in the theater talking to themselves, eating their popcorn, and being on their phones for the entire time instead of just actually watching the movie, which is what we all came here to do. Alright? This sort of stuff doesn't happen in the big major movies because everybody actually cares about those movies. Alright, sorry I'm going off on a bit of a rant, but it's a little bit of a pent up emotions that I've been keeping inside for a very long time. But anyway, so at least for a time, at least until I can get back on my feet. I don't know where I'm going to be financially in the next couple of months, and so as a result, I'm not going to stick to watching every single movie in theaters. I'm just going to stick to the ones I really need or want to. The rest, I'll just wait for them to come out on digital or something. Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable to me, especially with the current state of things. So yeah, that's it, I suppose. That's all I had to say for now. I think, yeah, we've been talking for almost half an hour, and I think it's enough to make up for the fact that I mostly didn't really have anything planned for this episode. Now, hopefully, by the way, earlier today was a Alolan Marowak raid day, and I looked at on my phone, they had like a Alolan Marowak raid happening in almost every single gym, and those raids were like hours long. Like, I've seen raids going on for like 5 hours straight, no breaks in between them. That was pretty incredible. Wish I could have caught it on camera, but like I said, I had other arrangements for today. But yeah, so I think this little talk about the late great Sean Connery, and my little rant about movie theaters still being closed and not being able to see movies in theaters again, I think that kind of makes up for not not really having much of a plan for an episode today. So, yeah. For those of you who couldn't really tell, I'm heading back to my apartment. But don't worry, this isn't the end for today. I'm not gonna just go to sleep because, first of all, who needs sleep these days anyway? But also, I want to continue on with the Twitch stuff. First of all, I started this new gaming channel and I pretty much just neglected it. But it's still empty with no content on it. At least when I downloaded my first stream of the Crown Tundra stuff before it disappeared, obviously, didn't really do anything else with it. Should probably upload it to the channel at some point. But yeah. In the meantime, I want to continue with the Reggie's storyline. I really enjoyed both Calyrax's storyline and the new Legendary Birds storyline in this game. But I want to continue on with it. So I'm gonna do some more switching later. Maybe I'll get some progress with the legendary Reggies. Maybe not. I don't know. But I just want to, move on to the next big step in the Crown Tundra storyline, because most people around the world have already finished it by now, and kind of feel like it's time I start to do that as well. Okay, so I'm gonna do that for a bit, and tomorrow me and my dad are meeting up. We both have a bunch of projects that we want to promote, and we're going to help each other out with those projects. And later tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Mark Riley's Writer's Room on his Patreon. Hopefully, I can get some extra work done on my personal Pokemon project with the game that I'm trying to produce. Also, wow, I'm a very busy man. Also, you guys may have noticed recently that I did a tribute video to Yuda Barkan, the legendary Israeli comedian and actor that passed away last week. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that one. I'm also working on another video at the moment, and also as soon as I'm done with that one, or maybe even I should just put that one on hold and start working on another tribute video for Sean Connery. I don't know, I'll check and see if my schedule can allow that, but I'm also going to work on a Sean Connery tribute video similar to what I've done for a lot of the other celebrities that I've made tribute videos for. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to keep walking for a few more minutes, trying to see if I can find a shiny before going back to my apartment. And then, like I said, it's back to Twitch, back to the Crown Tundra. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully no one else is going to die by then. Good night, everybody. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.